Will Bobo finally win this race? Will somebody pass me here, and this is my final pit stop, get around me, and I won't be able to catch up with them? They chase me down forever. Will I friggin' spin out in the last corkscrew one more time? Completely ruin all of this work that we've done? Well, I've done. The work that you've done through watching this? Those answers we are all about to find out right now. This is BoboTheVulture. This is Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. This is let's get this friggin' Laguna Seca Enduro done with. Alright. So far so good. Did open up a can of soda, take a little sip or two in between the last video and this. So hopefully I'll be a little bit more conscious. I did not get past the first place while I was in the pits, so that's very good. Very good, Mohammed. Sorry, that was a was actually a thing. I don't even know if this is... He was probably a part of one of the WWE video games throughout the years. You have to put everything in video game context when you're talking about LPs. There was a pro wrestler for a while there named Muhammad Hassan. And, you know, he was sort of played as this guy that, you know, fans didn't like because he was in your face about how he was an Arab American and was challenging you to, you know, like, he was criticizing you and how, you know, you were uncomfortable around him and you're terrible people because you don't, you know, because you're suspicious of all Arab Americans and this sort of thing. He had a manager named Sean Davari. Or I forget if they named him... Might have named him Khosrow Davari or something, but, yeah, he'd wrestled in some of the other circuits before, Sheikh Sean Davari. But he was a manager for this, and I remember at least a couple of different times when I saw him managing Muhammad Hassan. You know, managers, wrestling managers, will yell from the sides of the ring to their charges, encouragement, perhaps strategy, that sort of thing. I just remember Sean Davari, without need of a microphone, he could project well. It's a skill, folks. It's something that, you know, it's not something that people necessarily just stumble across on their own. Sometimes, I guess, people just naturally are able to do it. They sort of have a particularly stout voice, and they project their voice very well. But yeah, Sean Davari, he was just shouting, "Very good! Very good, Muhammad!" And I just remember that, and now anytime somebody says something is very good, I will occasionally just think, "Ah, yes, very good, Muhammad." It's the same way that anytime that Mysterious JG says that something is well done, he will say, "Well done, Homer." And just because I think he played an awful lot of Samurai Showdown 2. More than I did. I've played Samurai Showdown 2 a bit in my life. But, and of course if you do well in one of the, in any of the bonus stages, it will say, "Well done," whoever your character is. I don't know why I picked Homaru specifically then, because I believe his favorite from those games was Kibagami Genjuro. So, who's to say? Maybe it's because Homaru shows up in Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is a game that we both played an incredibly large amount of. I'm not sure that it, in the end, eclipsed the original Street Fighter 2, which we played shit tons of in our teen years. Or Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You know, they're the different variations. Either way, what was I getting at? Oh yeah, so it may be because Homeru was featured in the Capcom vs. SNK 2, and there were two characters from the Samurai Shodown universe that were featured in that game. There was Homeru, and there was Nakoruru. And Nakoruru was, you know, a character that neither of us really played much as, and the computer tended to play as her. It could be a little bit, you know, cheap styles. So, Nakoruru, not our favorite character. So generally, whenever we'd play as a Samurai Shodown character in Capcom vs. SNK 2, it would be as Homeru. So perhaps that was it. I would be playing as Homeru, and he would, like, you know, look at what I was doing and say, "Well done, Homeru." That's a, in theory, thing. I don't know if that's actually the way that we got around saying that stuff. But, alright. Get around another dude. I'm getting around all these dudes. It's good news. But yeah, now projecting your voice like Sean Devari would do, it's not a thing everybody can do. It's something like I used to sing a lot, like in, you know, school choirs, church choirs. I was a music minor or a music major when I initially went into school. Ended up with a degree elsewhere. But you know, took some singing courses and did some choirs in college as well. It was never my primary focus. Though honestly, if it was, I might have ended up with a music degree. The musical instrument that I ended up playing in, I ended up hitting a real wall with attempting to improve at. Anyways, he had a friend who was actually, like, asking me and genuinely interested about these sorts of things, because he likes to go to a lot of karaoke and do stuff like that, and he's good in that, you know, he puts on a good performance. And, I mean, karaoke is a lot about theatrics as well as about singing. And that's the thing that I never really understood, because I would go in there and sing really well, and everybody would be like, alright, whatever. Because I would just sort of stand there and sing. I wouldn't, there'd be no leaning in, there'd be no emoting, there'd be no getting the people up on their feet, which I would probably be better at doing now. It's been a while since I've gone and done any karaoke. Especially since I actually now, like, occasionally entertain on the stage. So I would know a little bit more about this whole showmanship thing. I could be the showstopper. I could be HBK. I could be Shawn Michaels. You never know which one you're gonna get. I'd completely forgotten about the whole concept until I started watching Mysterious JD's videos of WWE 2K15, where he's going through the 2K15 storylines, and he's going through the one that involves Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I think it's Best Friends, Bitter Enemies, or something like that. In which the announcers are occasionally saying, like, well, I don't know. I think when I think when I think when Shawn Michaels jumped off of the, jumped off of the dumpster and dropped down on Triple H or jumped into the dumpster with Triple H, jumping off of a high roof or something like that. That was pure showstopper. But this attack with a weapon after whatever other thing, that was HBK. Like, they apparently were trying to make some sort of distinctions between what showstopper meant and what HBK meant when they're just nicknames for the same guy. Alright. We're doing good. We just gotta not crack under pressure. Wow, minute 10 is now my best lap. Yeah. I think going to... going to pit stops every 20 laps was definitely the better way to go. Alright, 10 to go. We're in the home stretch. We're in the final thing. Countdown. I would risk incurring Grimmett's wrath because I don't think he particularly enjoys that song. Even more for the fact that I am 99.9% sure that he's not really watching this. He did give the first video of this series, or at least the introductory video to... Not the first video of this series, but the introductory video for Gran Turismo 1. He gave that a shot. And it was like, I watched all this and I was just thinking, nerd. Like, well, that's fair. I'll just go over here and be a nerd, and I will play this game for other nerds, and it'll be okay. Because, you know, as it turns out, we all have wide breadths of interest, even within the narrow field of video games, even within the narrow field of Let's Play. You know, Grimmett, I think, regularly hosts a few, you know, role-playing sessions on his channel, which is theoretically pretty interesting. I haven't really checked it out much myself, because it's not a thing that like, that's one of those things that I think people sort of get into, and I just never really ended up getting into it. I've occasionally had friends over the years that have been like, you know, give it a try sometime, and just never got around to it. Got nothing against it. I know a lot of people that like doing that sort of thing. Some of them are super cool guys, some of them are not super cool guys. Pretty much the same as you could say for just about any hobby. There are Let's Players that are super cool guys, and there are... I've not actually met any, but I'm pretty sure there are Let's Players who are not super cool guys. Ah, I should have been braking, huh? Remember, Bobo, you gotta keep focused for this last 8 laps. Or is it 9, because I have to go once around for the 90th lap? Nah, I forget. Who can count? Oh no, my nose itches. Am I gonna be able to scratch it? Climb up here. That's a poor choice. Although it did cause me to overcorrect and brake early, so that I actually did a really clean run through the corkscrew. I know, I was saying really clean run as I had 4 wheels off the track. Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. Still called Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca? I forget whether they retain the naming rights. Some of these tracks do change names, or I don't actually know whether or not it was called Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca at this point. Might not have been. Laguna Seca used to just be Laguna Seca. It's like anything else. You can sell naming rights to any venue now. Like, I feel kind of sad that, you know, that teams and organizations are scrambling over themselves, or already scrambled over themselves years ago, to leave RFK Stadium, named after, you know, named after an assassinated leader of our time. Not a leader, but an attorney general of our time. And, you know, head over to FedEx Field, where we will deliver poor sight lines for higher up people. I don't know. I guess it just sort of strikes me, and I mean, I realize that FedEx Field has been around for a while, but there are people clamoring to replace it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. The stadium that they built, the stadium that they built to replace RFK, they're talking about doing away with. The stadium that RFK is still there. It's not like it ever was, like, not there. Like, it's still standing. It's not completely dilapidated away into dust or anything. I don't know. I haven't actually been to RFK Stadium. I've been to the grounds for a number of events. They had a car race at the in the sort of like surrounded paved parking area around RFK Stadium. I've probably mentioned that more than once in this Let's Play. I remember when Zerf was telling me I should check out the grid games, and I was taking a look at it on the wiki and noticed there's a Washington, D.C. track. I was like, well, geez, I wonder if it's the RFK track. And I looked it up, and it does not appear to be in any way. It's probably more interesting than the RFK track was, certainly visually speaking. And, you know, they have music festivals and stuff, and you go, and they have outdoor music festivals. You walk around to the grounds outside the stadium. There are bands set up at various stages and things. Saw the Roots crew that way. Black 47 were also there. That was the other name that I can sort of come up with off the top of my head. I'm not that big a Black 47 fan. I got nothing against them as people, I guess. It's just not really my thing. Don't like the funky Kaylee. Alright, there we go. So, yes. 4 more laps. 5 more laps, 4 more laps. Some number more laps. I won't stop driving before the end. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can't necessarily say anything for positives. Oh man, what if the power went out right now? You know who'd be pissed? You're probably right. I gave you an opportunity to answer there, folks. That was what that extra blank time was. That's trying something different there in terms of line and braking. It was not the right choice. Of course, now is the time to get really experimental with your lines. See if you can find something for when you might need it later in the race. There we go. But yeah, attempted to make some other videos earlier today of Game Boy Color game. Didn't work. I might have to run it through an emulator instead. And the live recording didn't work. I know it was because just my Hopage needed to be restarted in general, or, you know, some more nefarious issue. Not many more to go, and I am leading. So, whoop-a-doo, guys. Now, I guess the big question will be, because of course I am recording all these before putting any of them public, because there is no saving or even, you know, there's no saving or braking in between, you know, in the middle of an endurance race. Then what test of endurance would it be? Nothing like that's going on here. Give you a little boost, buddy. Well, you're welcome. I should have let that slide go a little longer, huh? Yeah, I guess none of this will be out, so I will not yet know whether the use of the Escudo to winning this race using the Suzuki Escudo, whether people will be proud of me or be ashamed of me. Whether going to this well again, the well of infinite power, the well of incredible speed, the well of Escudo. This thing has multiple engines. It's kind of silly. It's a goofball of a machine. But man, listen to that extra loud turbo whiny whistle thing. Oh. Yeah, this wasn't the time to experiment with camera angles, was it? That was fun, though. Boy, I'm actually going to have this race won. This will actually be difficult for me, because then I'll have to think about completing this game. And the game is hard at this point. I'm racing against other really fast cars and difficult tracks. That's pretty much all that's left in the game. That friggin' Rome circuit that I've never been a fan of. Get a 2-hour enduro there. Then a World Cup against the best cars in the universe. That's right, the universe. Let's check this bad boy out as it crosses the finish line in first place. Okay, you remember last time, guys? You remember how last time I had a car? It had like 900 horsepower, something crazy like that. This mid-engine, insane super machine. And I finished second. I take the Escudo out. I've had a couple beers. And I win by 5 laps. That's what the Escudo is about in this game. Wow. Alright. No, we're not watching an effing replay. Give me a break. Let's exit. Next. Got a bonus here of 350 grand. Look at all that. Monies. And a new car. Let's save the F out of this game. Let us overwrite. It's good. It's good times. Let's take a sip of cola. I just saw Bean out of the corner of my eye. She might have been attempting to take a pleasant afternoon nap. And my excited shoutings and salutations about this game have possibly roused her from her slumber. Although, honestly, it's Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. It should be putting everyone to sleep. Alright, guys. Now, some of you may know what the 2 different prize cars are here. Some of you may have checked the facts. Some of you may just be super experts. We're gonna see what we've got. Well then. That's very nice. You know what? I'm misremembering the fact. It's been a long time since I read the fact. And this is not the car I was expecting. But it is a Mitsubishi 3000 GT LM edition, which I bet is going to be pretty comfortable to handle. And I mean, we just saw that it's pretty powerful. Not the most powerful car in the world. It'll be in the same range, probably, as this, the Cure R33, which is 670 horsepower. This had, what, 680 something? Weighs more, probably. 689. 689. 2865. Yeah, so this weighs more and has less power. Weighs a decent amount less, though. Either way, that's a good car. I bet that's going to be a nice car. I bet it's going to be a nice, pleasant ride. It's going to be a long, fun ride. For another day. Because for right now, I'm going to suggest that this is all we need to do. When we come back in a future episode, we might take the Mitsubishi 3000 GT LM edition out and run, not in this, run in the endurance events, and run that 2-hour Rome circuit race. Not right now, though. Right now, we're going to stop. So until next time, this is BoboTheVulture. This has been Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. And I want to thank you guys very much for watching. And I will see you in future episodes, probably. I mean, you never know. Bye!